How did the socio-political landscape of innovation change in the last years?
The social political landscape for social innovation changed a lot in the last years, and many different stakeholders and actors do have a distinctive role to play. Philanthropy as private money for public good does have a very unique and distinctive role for innovation and social innovation. We have to be clear as funders, grant makers, foundation, and philanthropy, institutional philanthropy in general, using a term that the European Foundation Center elaborated a couple of years ago in order to include all the different forms of philanthropy without taking into account the juridical form and restricting them to foundations. So if we think about philanthropy and the role that philanthropy can play for social innovation, it's very unique in the sense that we can really take risks that other public donors can't afford because of public opinion, because of political reasons. So philanthropy is in the place, in the position to play a very specific role, taking risk and supporting innovation because of its autonomy, its independence, financial independence, but also political independence and autonomy.
Currently, we talk about strategic philanthropy. Can you explain this concept and this perspective?
Yeah. So strategic philanthropy is an idea and a concept that has been gaining a lot of terrain in the last decade. And it is strategic philanthropy defines itself as something different from charity, as something different from giving assistance or giving some kind of help or assisting people or projects. Strategic philanthropy is a philanthropy that aims to have a distinctive and strategic role in society. So to make a difference, to have a long-lasting impact in the cultural, social, environmental, civic space. So to make the best use of money, of financial support that can, in order to be effective and impactful in what does support. In order to transform this beautiful concept of strategic philanthropy into practice, of course, modalities of funding and modalities of support and even modalities of accountability request from the grantees have to change. Actually, the relationship with the grantees has to change. So if we consider ourselves not only as grant givers, as grant distributors, but if we consider ourselves as strategic funders and philanthropy, as funders that aim to promote innovation and change, and not only in maintaining the status quo, Of course, we have to take risk. We have to fund in certain domains, but also in a different ways. So, for example, core support instead of funding only projects. So, instead of like short-term restricted fund to fund projects with specific activities and outputs, can be very limited, while supporting long-term funds, 5-7 years of funds to a mission, and entrusting the grantees, not only trusting them, but entrusting them with the impact and the results they want to reach, both in financial and real terms. That would be really different in terms of modalities of funding.
What are the main targets of strategic philanthropy?
So, it is difficult to say in general, because strategic philanthropy is not an abstract concept, while strategic philanthropy is more an approach, a way of thinking, in order to have transformation, so transformative philanthropy. So a philanthropy that really goes beyond the charity model and the distribution of grants, and so has as a target the idea of making available for the so-called grantees or beneficiaries a portfolio of support, of financial and non-financial support. Technically, we speak about continuum of capital. So financial capital, economic capital, real estate capital, but also human and intellectual capital. That strategic philanthropy aims at making available for civil society organizations, social enterprises, and let's say social purpose organizations, in order for them to have a long-term approach to missions. So not only based on needs, but based also on assets. So really an asset-based human development that can have the opportunity to have a longer term perspective in terms of a mission. So in terms of being able to convey different kind of resources and different kind of capacities to reach a mission of change.
What are the future challenges and your expectation for the future of philanthropy?
So it is really the quality of what philanthropy can bring to society. It's not the quantity. I mean, the quantity, even if we pull together all European foundations, we reach this amount of 60 billion of spending a year, which is enormous in the last data from Daphne, from the donors and foundation networks in Europe. But this is 60 billion compared to the budget of European states or of the budget of the European Union is really a tiny pool. So it's not the quantity, it's not the idea that philanthropy should take over the role of others or governments or other multilateral organizations. It's really the quality of what philanthropy can bring to society. So it is very important that society is aware of the role of a change maker that can play, and that endorse this role incubating, activating, developing social innovation and innovative solutions to new and old problems. Another very important focus for philanthropy is the support to, I would say, in a word that I don't like very much, but infrastructure, networks, really enablers, incubators, activators of change, platforms that can be in between individual citizens and multilateral organization or government. So this role of conveners, this role of having the authority and the independence of bringing to the table different actors and different stakeholders in order to first discuss, having a meaningful conversation on problems and challenges and mission that we want to reach, and second, fund these platforms and for incubating and supporting social innovation and social change.